Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on the pilot episode of The End of Life as We Know It. Today, we will be discussing homosexuality. Homosexuality is one major conflict in all things today, whether it's religion or anything. A lot of people seem to think that homosexuality is a bad thing, which, of course, it states in the Bible that two men should not sleep together. Though, when you really think about it, homosexuals are they're just not that bad. I mean, think about it. I mean, a lot of stuff that they get is from straight people. It's not like we're the bad people. I mean, all the straight people are doing is just putting us down. It's just like the differences between racism. I think in the future there should be a revelation like there was with the blacks and the slaves. I think that everyone should just learn to accept gays and everyone should just get along, similar to how most people have done with racism. Because if we keep using this bigotry and keep putting people down, it's just going to wind up leading to a world war between people. Eventually, I mean, look at kids when they're growing up and they think that they're gay. Their parents' first instinct is to automatically tell them, "No, you're not gay." And they fight with them constantly. And that's just going to make their kids even more depressed. If they can't be who they truly are as a human being, it will upset them. So, I mean, yeah, there are some things you don't want your child to do. You don't want your child to do drugs. You don't want your child to do anything to really, upset their future. But when it comes to homosexuality, as long as they keep good check in it and don't, rave around, people and just shout out you're gay, people should, allow people to be gay. I think, being gay should just be like, being a black person or being different. You're a different person. It doesn't make you, doesn't make you less of a person. It just makes you a little different. I know a ton of people who are like this, and it just doesn't. Like I know a lot of gay people, and I know a lot of straight people. Sometimes, the gay person winds up being a lot more successful in life and a lot more, well liked than sometimes the actual straight person. It's not the fact that he's gay or the fact that he's straight. It's just how hard the person works in life and how hard they're willing to be put through. I mean, yes, the gay community currently is going through rough times with gay marriage and gay rights and a whole lot of things of that nature. But that doesn't mean that we can't still fight and still get these things later on in life. Being a fellow gay, of course, I feel that, some of these things, even though to some people they may seem, undoctrinary, I think that two gay people should be allowed to get married. Yes, I think that, we shouldn't have the same, typical ceremony that a female and male should have because then it just gets really confusing. I mean, think about it. If you're having who's the bride and who's the groom, are you gonna have a bachelorette party, a bachelor party? Is there gonna be strippers? You're confused. So I just say that we should have some sort of ceremony to where both of the people could say their vows to each other and say I love you. I think that's adequate enough, and then you could actually share law and benefits of the law, which also is a plus because two people living together, I think they should only have to pay certain taxes and not all the taxes. Um, but a lot of these kids who, when they grow up and have people fight with them and their parents fighting with them a lot, do wind up becoming rebels and do happen to become people who believe that since their parents don't like it, then they want to rebel against everything else that their parents are. So that's why most kids start doing drugs and start a lot of the emo kind of kids who are involved with cutting themselves from depression and of that nature. They get that way because of how people around them when they were young, like if their parents would all constantly fight with them about them trying to come out of the closet, or something that triggered that emotion later on in their life to just come barreling out, the loss of a loved one or a pet or something that was extremely devastating, and have someone totally ruin that experience for them, um, could also result in that, which I think is why a lot of our current youth right now are extremely messed up on all these drugs and all these tangents, and a lot of times people aren't successfully trained enough to actually be in the gay community. I mean, because a lot of gay guys are not dumb enough to walk into a straight bar full of really strong, muscular men and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" After they said, "I'm gonna go beat the crap out of a gay guy." I mean, they're not gonna do it. They're smart enough to realize, "Hey, I don't need to be in a gay bar. I mean, in a straight bar where there's a whole bunch of straight guys where they could possibly beat me up." Vice versa, a straight guy is not comfortable enough with his sexuality to go into a gay bar and get hit on, blah blah blah. Which is why I think eventually all this fighting, if it continues like it is, it will honestly lead, in my opinion, to a war between people, because people will, I mean, like it was with the slaves, people were fighting, and it was just not a good situation, and that started the Revolutionary War, and I don't really think that anything of that nature needs to happen with anything else today, whether it be more racism over, a different race of people, or if it happens with the straights, or even if it happens of sex, of males fighting against women. I that's another strong thing. I've currently had a situation where my best friend has gotten into a situation where, she has gotten physically abused, and it's not a good thing. But out of this, her best friends just want to go hurt the person who did it to her, and I agree with that, but there should be some law and order to things. People should not take the law into their own hands. People should not go out there and go kill people and seek revenge, because revenge is never a straight line. No matter what, revenge can never be straight, because you will constantly zigzag and you will never ever feel better about it. If you kill somebody for revenge for what they've done to you or harm someone, you will feel horrible afterwards. It's not a good thing. So, these are just a few of my opinions on some of the things that have been happening in recent events and certain topics. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll have a new episode hopefully fairly soon. Thank you.